everyone. It's Up North Collectors here. We're going to be talking today about Topps Chrome, that is 2022 Topps Chrome, and the missing short prints of the 5 rookies who are
Julio Rodriguez, Bobby Witt, Spencer Torkelson, someone else.
Hunter Green, and
whoever else.
C.J. Abrams.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yes, very interesting. Topps has, so I think, well, I don't know. What's your plan?
All right, so here's the statement released by Topps, so you can see on the screen. They admit, of course, if you've probably seen this already, but they admit that they did not include these cards in the pack out, blaming it on the actual manufacturer of the cards, and say it was a mistake on their part, but also putting the blame on the people who actually make the cards. Anyways, so that being aside, they said what they're going to do is now release these silver packs, 2-card silver packs, which do not guarantee you one of the rookie cards, but you get a chance at it. So you get 2 cards in these special silver packs. There's no time as to when they'll release these. But they do say if you bought directly from them, or if the breaker that you were breaking with bought directly from them, they will take care of you. So if you bought these on eBay, you bought these at a card show, you bought them from some secondary source, good luck trying to get these silver packs is pretty much the, I guess, equation that it boils down to is how are you going to get the silver packs?
Yeah, and basically what it is there is no way for Topps to correct this. There isn't,
No.
and that's the bottom line. Topps, honestly, them putting out these silver packs is a net gain for the hobby. No matter what you think about it, it is a net gain. Their cards are still going to get out eventually into the right collector's hands because most of the people that are ripping that stuff, they get one of those, they're selling it off to make some money on it. And so the Julio Rodriguez SPs and whatever are eventually going to get into the people's hands that actually genuinely want them and want to collect them. So it is a net gain for the hobby, and they didn't have to do this. They could have just said, hey, we forgot this. Sorry, guys.
Right.
We'll get you on the next one. But they are trying to remedy it. Now, what people are all in uproar about and complaining about is that they're not going to get their packs, which, yes, there are a lot of people that are going to get kind of screwed on this.
Right.
Which it is very unfortunate, but there is nothing from Topps' perspective that they can do in a easy logistical manner for them to go ahead and get packs in everyone's hands. If they did, their entire customer service team would be wrapped up for months on end trying to figure out how to get the stuff to the right people.
Right.
It's just a logistical nightmare. It's impossible.
Yeah,
it's not, but it basically is. And so they are so far out of being able to remedy this completely. It's not going to happen. They're trying their best they can. To kind of do this and get it out in a way. Now, they pulled their boxes off of their website, the hobby boxes.
Right.
My theory with that is just because the silver packs are not produced and people are going to be expecting. I think there'd just be huge shipping delays. I think there's going to be anyway.
Yeah.
But I think there'd just be a massive shipping delay if they didn't, because there's no way that those 2-card silver packs are already produced.
No,
there's no way that they are.
I
They're probably
can't
in production
imagine.
right now, but there's no way that they're actually like, oh yeah, we had these things sitting in the back ready for you.
No.
But the other thing that I would say too is that there are collectors that feel kind of screwed on this, but really your shops, your breakers,
Yep.
Guys like me who are not getting direct allocation and are not really getting allocation of Topps baseball in general, you're buying it on rebuy, you're also getting screwed on this because the price drop on this stuff, it dropped 40% basically in a day.
You can buy hobby boxes currently for about $210 to $220 on eBay right now,
which they're pre-selling for $350, and when they came out they're like $325, $310, $300, which that's when you're in, like, so from GTS our price on them when we initially ordered them was $289 for my store was what I paid per box on them. That was the rebuy pricing. Now, luckily I did not buy cases and cases of that because I thought that it was high already, and I was like, I'll buy a couple boxes, just, I think about 4 or 5 boxes, but whatever. Well, that is now, as of today, you can get that stuff, on eBay for $210, and so in-store prices have to be $210, $225. You're taking a huge loss on that, and you're not buying. You can't stay in business losing that kind of money on every product that comes out or on a big release like this.
Right,
it's very, very
big
difficult.
one, yep.
So shops and breakers are also kind of getting screwed on this too. Topps, no one, the only people that are actually gaining anything from Topps leaving out the SPs was Topps themselves and the distributors. That's it.
Right.
And even the distributors like GTS aren't, because GTS sits on a lot of product.
They're not going to sell it.
They're not going to sell it. Southern Hobby allocates all their stuff. It's gone, so they're fine. But like GTS, like I said, they sit on, they rebuy product, they buy a lot of it, and so they have it available for sale. Well, now all of their stock just went down 50% in value, basically, over, not 50%, but 40, 35%, 40%,
They
whatever,
lost
in
a
a
lot
day.
of money. Yep.
So they lost a lot of money too.
Yeah, so basically what the big question is if you can see here, it says hobby boxes. So it says nothing about retail, says they weren't included in hobby boxes. So the speculation is that they're not in retail as well, but they are focusing on the hobby boxes. So what are you going to do moving forward? Would you buy retail? Well, from what I've seen so far out there in the retail world of things being ripped, I don't think any of them have come out of retail yet, so probably means they're not in retail. The light boxes and blaster boxes are still up on Topps website. I would probably wait a while to see if they're going to do anything there. Will they come out with a second run? Will they put those in there at all? Were they never meant to be in there? Let's wait to see if Topps says anything about retail or these light boxes. They haven't said a word yet about that. Also, if you bought retail from like Target, you cannot cancel your order until they go to ship. And then they have to basically stop the shipment from whoever's shipping them. So you have to return them to the store if you bought a lot of them, hoping that you could rip some Topps Chrome cheap. So just keep that in mind as well. A lot of people are back charging their cards, or saying, stop the payment on my card because I don't want to, pay for that Topps Chrome break and all that kind of stuff because of the news coming out with this short print issue.
With retail and light, I think that's stupid. I think that retail is already priced up. It's like any other retail baseball product. It's the same price, whether the short prints are in there or not. The false hope is a weird situation, but it still is not a bad value at $30. You still have Wander, you still have O'Neill Cruz.
They're $35.
Still, you have Wander and O'Neill Cruz. It still is not a half bad set. Same thing with light boxes at $100. It still is not a half bad set with those guys in there.
Yeah,
yes,
light boxes, I'd say yes.
Again, it's just the same thing, and there's no way if Topps then tries to go and read. It's just it's a farther. It's just a mess. It's a rabbit hole. They can't keep going down there and just be like, oh yeah, you bought a blaster. Here's a pack for you and a pack for you. And the short prints are mass produced, so there's no way for them at this point to make anyone happy with it. No. They're never going to.
No, and how would they track down people that bought
impossible.
Retail? Yeah, so if you bought something at a show, you bought something on eBay, you're not going to get silver packs most likely. Now, if you did buy from a reputable store or a reputable breaker, I actually saw some breakers today make statements that if you bought from us and you got the Mariners, let's say, and then they get all these silver packs, they're going to open them up for those same people that bought in those breaks. And, if you get a Julio, you're going to get that. So at least there's some breakers that, are going to be honest, which is good. And there's a lot of them out there like that. And still a lot of stores definitely, are on the up and up and want to keep their customers happy. So there's going to be a lot of people that end up happy at the end of the day, but a lot of people that aren't. Let's go to our poll now and see what people said today. So we had 400 votes so far today. 63% say they will not buy Topps Chrome, 2022 Topps Chrome. 7% say they will. 24% say they're going to wait. Only 4% say they're going to cancel their retail. And hobby from Topps directly, they're going to buy. Only 3% said yes. So by far, obviously 63% of people say they're not going to buy any Topps Chrome.
How many responses?
400.
Oh, 400? Okay.
Yep, 400 votes. And that's just from, I'd say like noon today. So it's not that. We're recording this video about 8 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, there you go. So there's at least some thoughts from the general public out there.
Yes, I would say that the no, I will not buy Topps Chrome is a bit harsh. I still don't think at like the $210 price point. Last year's Chrome was like $170 a hobby, and that rookie class has very, very little in it. O'Neill Cruz and Wander is a heck of a lot better than that.
Than some of those guys, right?
And so honestly, I don't think that necessarily not buying it just because there's no SPs in there. I think people are just not going to buy it even if it's $200 just because they're upset that the short prints are, which is understandable. I don't blame anyone for that. But I think the idea that those SPs are in there so Chrome has no value is not even remotely
Right,
correct
it's not
because there's
true.
still your Otani red refractors. There's all the
Right.
all that stuff's still in there. So it still is it is a good product. It is just not the original price point good of a product. It's not the same as it was, but it is still
No.
a good product.
Yeah, it's for those people that paid $300+
Yeah,
or
well,
then right.
yeah, and if you bought one box at that, and then I would probably be upset too. But
Yes.
at the $200 price point, it's a little bit different. At that point, it's like, okay, that's not.
Yeah,
Not
and then it will be interesting to see what does Topps do when they re-release them on their site. Are they going to drop the price way down, or are they going to keep them at $2.99? So that'll be interesting to see. A lot of questions yet. At least Topps did the right thing, try to remedy it. There's no easy remedy. They did. They, like some people were saying, they probably should have said this a long time ago. They must have known this had happened before it released. There's no way they just started watching breaks and go, "What are the short prints?" I mean,
it could be. Well,
it could be, but that would be pretty weird.
People say there's no way. There is a way because from the way that I understand it, the packers and the shippers and the production is
just
very,
a whole
very
different
different than the Topps design team and the product team. It's very, very separate. And I think a lot of those things are just communicated via email and phone call. And so I wouldn't really be that surprised if they actually had no idea until it came out.
Could be.
But at the same time, there's a high probability that they did know. But it's hard to know. With them taking over and them having this be, I mean, like, as Fanatics is right now starting to go a lot more into the D2C. You saw cases of Chrome on Topps' website.
Yep.
There's a lot more of that stuff going on. This is not a good first look. And there's no way that they would have. And the other thing is too is that they pushed this release up. It was actually scheduled 2 weeks beyond when it came out.
Right.
And they pushed this up. So there's no way that they would have known that these short prints were not in there and then pushed the release up to release them to take this kind of PR hit and this kind of headache on. There's absolutely no way that they would do it. It doesn't make any sense.
The only thing that could make sense is they roll the dice saying nobody's going to know or nobody's going to complain. But now in today's social media day and with all the people breaking the stuff online, it's impossible to hide it. You can't hide it.
It'd be very foolish. And so I highly doubt that happened. It definitely was a legitimate mistake, again, because their PR is a lot more, and their brand is a lot more valuable to them than, holding, making that extra $50-$100 a box in profit. They're taking more of a PR hit and having to pay more. Like, these packs that they're making aren't free either to reproduce those cards and put them in packs and then ship them to everybody. That's a big hit too. So
go ahead.
It's just one of those things where it's a pain for them too. I'm sure it was a mistake, but it's unfortunate for everyone, and no one's gonna win.
Yeah. Now the interesting thing is this is not the first time this has happened, because earlier this year they made these Meyer exclusive purple packs that had no purple parallels in them. So every year they come out with these. Toys R Us used to do them. Now Meyer has the exclusive rights to them. So we went and bought these purple packs, opened up a few, no purple cards in them. They ended up pulling them all off the shelf. One of our viewers did say that they got word from Topps that they're going to be back on the shelf, and I think they said they actually found them. So Topps had to pull that product off the shelf, put all the purple parallels into them. But once again, it was a pack-out error and no quality control over that. So what do you learn from this? Well, one thing you can learn is maybe don't go too crazy, especially with the pre-buy prices the way they are nowadays and quality control issues from Topps. This is two things in one summer that they screwed up.
It's more than two, because there's also the whole fake auto thing in Definitive, and there's a couple with the Randy Rosarina and Brandon Auto. There's several things this year that have happened, and it basically shows you that they're right now in the corporate level. There's a huge disconnect between Topps corporate and production and design teams and their packers and QC, because there is no quality control. Apparently, there's no way that there's any well-oiled quality control going on right now. So I'm sure they are going to have to pump a serious amount of money into getting some kind of quality control into their products, because they can't keep doing this and keep collectors spending huge amounts of money on their releases. Especially if they're trying to go D2C and they want people to buy off of their website instead of from whoever, Blowout. Right. You can't do that. Yeah. It's just not a good business model.
No, and with the timing of Fanatics taking over, or about to take over and buying Topps, I mean, it's not a good look for them. I'm sure this is not what they wanted on there. plate as they prepare to take over fully Topps and production and all that. So anyways, let us know in the comments below what you think of this. Obviously, if you've voted on the poll, you've already expressed your opinion, but just let us know. Obviously, there's no easy answer to this. It is a complete mess, and it's really too bad because Chrome is a really fun set. But like we said in the video, it's still fun as far as what you can get out of it, minus those short prints, because you got to think of it this way anyways. If it was only like one short print a case or two short prints a case or whatever, the chances of you actually getting that were very low. So you would probably end up with the same box you'd get anyways. But I understand it is definitely disappointing because that's what drove the price up for this product was those short prints for sure.
Yeah, by a long shot.
Yep.
The other thing too that I would say is that the other part members there still are Julio Rodriguez autos and stuff in the
Yes,
set
right,
live.
and Bobby Witt,
Which the people that won't buy any Chrome or whatever, that's fine. But I would still say this product is still an above average Chrome release in terms of the past couple of years and rookies and stuff. I would argue it's better than 2021. And I'd say it's close to being as good as 2020 right now.
Could be
with
could be,
Jordan and Bo Bichette. I would say it's a pretty similar release to that. Maybe a little bit worse at the moment, but we'll see when Wander comes back. So I would just say maybe hold off and wait to see what Topps does. But I think at $180, $200 wherever they settle, it's not really a horrible buy. And same thing with retail, just long term kind of thinking. It probably isn't that bad. So maybe put your differences aside, let the dust settle, and maybe go back to thinking about it. But definitely a disappointing release from Topps, especially
totally.
If this was Topps Fire or something.
Yeah,
right.
Nobody would know. Nobody cared. I mean, nobody knew about those purple packs because nobody cared.
Yeah. Topps Chrome's a big deal. So
Topps Chrome is definitely by far one of the top 3 releases of the year for sure.
Exactly.
And when they do this and it's definitely doesn't look good, it doesn't set collectors in a happy mood for the rest of the products that are going to come out.
Nope.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Hopefully you're doing well. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more breaks, more news as we continue the saga of Topps Chrome 2022. In the meantime, we'll be posting some more videos. Stay tuned for those, and we will see you in the next one. Take care. Have fun collecting.